If any family members, coworkers, or friends are tuning into this episode, please don't bring this up to me. Just like 30 minutes into the episode, we're going to discuss like Taco Bell. Just come up to me and be like, yeah, I agree about the Taco Bell, but don't address anything else.
What are my options?
It could be any 3 crimes. What are my options?
Find a tombstone.
Oh. Should I just take off my clothes right now? There's no possible way I can win.
All right. Welcome to the What Are My Options podcast. I am Trey. He is Kyle.
Am I supposed to be topless?
Are you going to ask this every week of this year until you finally go topless next year?
Last time was more of a, like a phase, like a halfway in between. Is this the fully committed episode?
Again, it was supposed to be every podcast recorded in January. You are topless.
Well, last one didn't count, but this one. Let me rip this off. How do I do this?
What do you mean? How do you do this? We've been planning this for 6 months now, and you're still not fully aware of what's happening.
How do I take off a shirt?
What, like from the top down or from the bottom up? Is that what you're asking? Well, like from the side hole first?
There's a lot of ways to do it. There's the
Oh, are you asking if you should be sexy or chest burst or?
There's the rip off and shirt swinging above the head. There's the crying while unbuttoning one button at a time. There's the pull up over the head. And
the best. This is the hot man move. If you're about to bed a woman, is you grab the back of your collar from the back, and you just pull it straight forward and over in one smooth motion. Can you do that? Can you at least, probably without the headset and glass. Again, it's supposed to be one hand. I feel like your head is growing larger. It fears for the collar. Yep, one smooth motion. One smooth motion. Yep, it's just flying right off. It's coming. If you're on Spotify, you're missing out.
It's like I'm in a Mexican poncho. If any family members, coworkers, or friends are tuning into this episode, please don't bring this up to me. Just like 30 minutes into the episode, we're going to discuss like Taco Bell. Just come up to me and be like, yeah, I agree about the Taco Bell, but don't address anything else.
Yeah, at this moment, you should pause and go to Spotify and just listen to the audio if you haven't already. Just go there. And then just imagine, what is this? Why are you making it sexy now? Why are you vibrating?
I don't know how much skin I'm about to show.
You don't know what you look like. And I'm saying this as a friend. You know the movie Little Man by the Wayans Brothers?
Yeah.
The way that they superimpose an adult's face on a child's body.
My cord is stuck through the hole of the shirt. I can't get this out. I can't get this out. What do I do? All right.
Just use your brain, man. Use 100. You might have the lowest nipples of anyone I've ever met. I was a little worried. Yeah, they're down there?
They're down there. They're way down there. I'm sure at some point today there'll be flashes.
Yep, you're just folding your laundry. That's perfectly fine. That's just what we do on this show. Yeah, throw it over here. I want to make sure, are you comfortable? I just want to make sure this isn't like... I'm sending you a photo now. I'll put it on screen for the audience. You look like you look like White Little Man.
God damn it!
You look like White Little Man.
the headphone bonnet. God damn it!
Yeah. You got the headset up there. It's just everything. Nothing makes sense anymore.
I gotta sit in a posture way that I look jacked.
Wait, if we inverted our chest hair, we'd have a full chest of hair. I only have it in my sternum
There's
crack.
hair there! It's just the lighting. The lighting's off.
I just said I'm missing more hair. You have more chest hair than me. Who are you mad at? Slow down. You're uncomfortable because you're shirtless. I've got you cornered. I'm just saying, I just have a weird strip down my sternum and then just the nipples. If we combine, we would have a full chest of hair.
I got one there.
Uh-huh.
I got one there. I got one there. I got one there.
I wish so much that you were still at your father's house and he's just off to the right watching Wheel of Fortune as you're pointing out your chest hairs.
He's watching TV and he hears me begin the conversation, and then I start taking my shirt off and he looks over and he's like, huh, they're pivoting. They're trying something different.
The chicken sandwich is wearing more covering than Kyle is right now.
You know, this is pretty nice. It was a little toasty in here, and now it's nice.
It's
and
honestly
cool.
making me uncomfortable that I'm wearing clothes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine being in a room where somebody's just casually shirtless and you're clothed. It puts the pressure on you.
You're like the weirdo that wears a shirt in a pool.
Yeah, somehow in this situation, I have become the weirdo. What is that? You got a nice root beer there? Just sipping on root beer shirtless in front of chicken on your podcast?
I'm feeling pretty good now. I feel like my bra's just been undone when I got home.
Yeah, you do that move where they just take it off one hand and it just comes flying off. Yeah, you made it look real smooth. I thought I knew how to take a t-shirt off, but you made it look way better than I do.
I couldn't breathe for like 8 seconds.
You could have ridden a bull in that time. How long do you think you could ride a bull for? Like an actual... Have you watched the movie 8 Seconds?
Is that how long he lasts?
No, you win. If you ride a bull in the competitions, you only have to last 8 seconds and then you get off. That's the goal.
I would like put super glue all over my balls.
Uh-huh.
And bada bing, bada boom, I'd win.
Okay. Just the balls?
I mean, what else is touching the bowl? I don't want to scrape the inside of my
You're
legs.
just levitating over the bull with your testicles. Your stiff testicles are holding you up.
Every time he bucks me, it's like I go and then I'm just like yoinked back.
I'm picturing your balls are like in South Park where they all put them in the microwave so they can get the testicle cancer weed. So you just got these huge, just wagon-sized testicles holding you over the bowl.
Oh my god.
So how's your week been, man?
Pretty good. You almost got a point.
How did I almost get a point? Did you get fired? You got fired?
No.
Oh.
Almost.
Almost. What happened?
I had a job scare at work, and my thoughts going through my head weren't, oh god, I'm gonna lose my job. Oh god, I just got a new house. The only thing that went through my head is, god damn it, he's gonna get a point.
He fucking predicted this, and I clowned on him for predicting it.
He predicted this, and within the same week it happened. And I'm like, god damn it. But nope, it all worked out.
Dude, that's crazy, because when I had surgery yesterday, my first thought was Kyle predicted this. Would you? I don't think you would feel bad in that situation. I'd be like, told him. He should have seen it coming. I told him it was a prediction. It was bound to happen.
I'm going to be upset if you don't go under for surgery this year.
The only way we both win is if I somehow have surgery but don't go to the ER. I need to just have a scheduled, casual emergency.
Speaking of which, did who won? The Packers or the Bears?
The Bears. So you're officially rooting for the Bears to go.
Beat the Packers?
It was awesome. There's some really great videos of Bears fans like breaking windows, throwing their children. It was awesome. It was a really good day. That was one of the few highlights of the weekends, other than the Eagles got knocked out round 1. It was disgusting. But 20 minutes ago, we had our own Super Bowl. They finally fired Kevin Patullo, the offensive coach. There's this great video I'm going to send you where this...
What did he say that was so offensive?
No, Kevin Patullo wasn't offensive. This is the thing in sports media where it's okay to root for a man with a family to lose his livelihood because he made your green-flavored football team lose a lot. He was a very... Oh, you heard offensive coach.
Yeah, that was the joke.
I didn't know you were making a joke. I thought you just assumed if a Philadelphia guy's getting fired, he said a slur. I didn't even question that for a second.
You said they fired their offensive coach, and I'm oh, that's funny. He said something offensive.
That went so fast by me. I didn't even question it for a second. Yeah, hold on. There is...
You take me more seriously when I'm not wearing clothes.
Yeah. It's it really throws me off. God, I've got to find this video. Oh god. Okay, yeah, but so the Bears, they won their game. The Eagles, they lost their game. The Steelers lost, and so now that 20-year Mike Tomlin coach is retiring. Nobody cares about what I'm saying at all right now. Nobody in our community watches sports, probably. If you do, let me know what sport you watch.
So I picked 2 teams to win the Super Bowl, and if I win, I get one of them points. I picked the Packers and the Bears without knowing that they were, fighting each other, and my dad loves the Packers, so he's probably pissed, but I'm still pretty happy because I still got a chance.
Oh my god, this kid probably smokes 3 packs a day, works a union construction job. Oh my god. And this is what everyone in Philadelphia plus me and my wife have been saying for the last 18 weeks, basically. I've just linked you the TikTok.
Love this kid. I love this kid.
Have you watched this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's incredible. You can play the clip, but he makes a basic... He should be flipping burgers. And yeah. you think it's just a basic dish, but then he elevates it.
Yeah, he immediately... He goes, the interviewer's like, "Did you enjoy the game, young child?" And he goes, "No, and this was my Christmas present. I should have been given coal. I would have had a happier Christmas than this. I would have rather stayed at home than watch that bullshit." God, they're like, "What do you think they should do?" He goes, "I got 2 suggestions. Number 1, fire Kevin Patullo. Get him out of here. He should be flipping burgers at McDonald's. When he's calling offenses, it's like he's a burger flipper because one side's cooking and the other side's fucking raw." And he goes, "And AJ, I love AJ, but he's be packing his fucking bags. You can't be dropping balls in a game like that." And he's 7 years old and just spitting game about the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's just everything he's heard his dad say. He's taken to heart.
My favorite thing about being a Philadelphia Eagles fan is people will be like, "Aren't they the worst fan base ever? Aren't they all assholes? Don't they eat horse shit to celebrate? Don't they climb poles?" And I go, "Yeah, isn't it awesome?" And that's how I know I'm in the right fan. I'm like, "Yeah, why aren't you?" Like, that's why I'm, now that I'm not rooting for the Eagles, I'm either rooting for the Bills or the Bears. Because the Bills, before every game, rain, sleet, or snow, 2 feet of snow, they're jumping off RVs through barely made tables, snapping necks, crushing beers. All in the dead of winter. It's awesome. That's great energy. I love that.
I just think the greatest thing in the world is there's a group of people out there that get really, really mad when their team loses, and for the longest time their team always lost. And then there was a time where they did really, really good, and the vindication, I think, of never giving up after all of that for it to pay off makes it all worth it.
Dude, it's a metaphor for life. Wife was telling me the other day, I was like, I gotta watch the Eagles game. She goes, "Why?" And I goes, "Because it's gonna tell me if I'm gonna be in a bad mood this week." And she goes, "Why would you let it put you in a bad mood?" I'm like, "Because if I don't let it put me in a bad mood when we lose, I don't deserve to feel good when we win." I need to. That's investment. I won't get those highs if I don't feel those lows. That is life. If I don't crawl through the gutter, I can't go to the top of the Empire State Building. It's awesome. And it's all off of me. It's just about 52 strangers on the East Coast deciding how Trey feel that weekend.
There's going to be the one guy who only listens to football podcasts that this is his first episode and he's going to be super in. And then the next 8 episodes is shit talk. And he's going to be like, what happened to the sports?
Dude, speaking of shit talk, did you get your plunger or is your toilet still just sitting clogged? Please don't look at it.
Yeah, there's a plunger in there. I got a plunger.
Okay, but did you unclog it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I got an amazing plunger. I would come and show it, but it's been used now, so it's got the goop. But it's not a long plunger, and it's not a plunger. It's a wow plunger. And it's incredible. It works like instantly. No water gets trapped inside. It's great.
using sound effects to describe the shape of a physical item, I was trying to play along, and every time you make a sound, like the first sound you made, I went, oh, he's talking about that plunger. Then you made the second sound, I went, no, that's that plunger. That means the first sound. And then I got a third sound, and I went, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So all I know is you have a plunger, and I've gained no new information.
If you close your eyes and like play back like Fantasia animation to those sounds, the plunger will form in your head. So.
Yeah, go ahead and go through them again one more time.
One more time. The first one was wow.
Oh, okay.
And then the second one was like wow. And then the third one was oh. Wow. I was able to perfectly recreate the noises too. I wasn't bullshitting. That's their shape.
With my eyes closed, it sounded like level 5 head. The second one sounded like the grapefruit method, and then the last one sounded like level 1 virgin. You know the grapefruit method?
Which plunger's getting the best head? Place your vote today. 1, 2, or 3.
Definitely 2. Definitely 2. Have you seen that video of the grapefruit method?
Yes.
Okay, I can't put that one up, audience, but you can look it up.
I played that on stream once, and was like, I probably shouldn't have played that on stream.
I don't know if that video is more visually upsetting or more audibly upsetting. It's just attacking from every medium.
I saw it on like television. I can't remember if it was like. It might have been Tosh.0 or The Soup. It was on like E! Or Comedy Central or something. But
was it Equals 3 Ray William Johnson?
Oh my god.
What a good show that was.
Oh my god.
I remember, God, that's one of those cringe things you do as a kid because you first learn about like a metaphor and debating and equating things that aren't equal. I remember I hated Ray William Johnson, and there was a Reddit thread, and I just joined Reddit because I recently went through and I was like, ooh, it's my 12-year Reddit anniversary, which is half of my life, which is unfortunate. And so I was like, what's my first comment? And somebody was like defending Ray William Johnson, and they said, he's just a guy doing his job. Who cares? And he's having fun. And I said, so if Osama bin Laden is just having fun and doing his job, that's okay? Checkmate, you fucking moron.
So you're the type of people that I argue with on the internet.
Now I would be like, you're an insane person for typing that. But back then, I leaned back in my chair, I'm sure, and then I beat the Ender Dragon for the 3rd time that day. I was very proud of myself.
I had a coworker come up to me and hit me with my 5-year-old child can beat Minecraft. And I'm like, thanks for the input.
You still never regular style beat Minecraft. We really got to help you out there.
No, it's too hard.
Maybe
my viewers just started a modded server with the mods.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you can get uranium and build nukes and build trains and build guns, and it's great.
Community Minecraft servers are great. That's how we met. I think maybe our next future Twitch collab is they have this mod. You remember Chain Together, the game we played Chain Together? You literally chain yourself together in this Minecraft mod, and then you try to beat Minecraft. So you can't go more than 10 feet from me, and vice versa.
Who would be more of a hindrance?
I don't want to lie to you, man. I think it might be Seth Rogen as the Blob in Monster vs. Aliens. As somebody that's beaten Minecraft, I just beat it 3 days ago again, actually. We have a little group friends Discord server, and we just finally were gonna end the server, and I went, okay, I'm gonna go beat the Ender Dragon before I delete the server real quick, and that went well.
And you do,
and then you just beat the Ender Dragon. She's just a nice girl dragon. You just steal her egg and then you leave.
Sorry, I was too busy banging 830 chicks this week.
830. How you didn't want to make it a clean 1,000?
I I tried.
Did you give him the first plunger, the second plunger, or the third plunger? Which method?
It was the third plunger.
What games have you played in the last week? If not Minecraft.
Get ready to stream some Mega Man and some Gex. And been playing some Cookie Clicker.
Heck yeah, man. I love Cookie Clicker. I was just asking because after grinding it every night, 4 hours a night, nonstop, instead of being a responsible person, I've completed Ball Pit, and now I don't know what to do. I've thrown the balls. I unlocked the juggler, the flagellant, and unfortunately, that game, once you've completed it, it's kind of just Farmville. So I think I'm done with it. I burned my retinas, and then I noticed a setting after beating the game where you can simplify the animations and not have seizure mode on. And so my eyes are fucked now because I put on that mode for one game and I went, oh, I should have been doing this for the last 3 weeks. Because every time your ball hits an enemy, it flashes a damage number. And by the end of it, there's 1,000 enemies and 1,000 balls hitting those enemies. And then there's the multiplier stacking on top of that. And then every time an enemy gets hit, it flashes. And every time it dies, it flashes. And every time it spreads disease from a ball, it flashes on top of that. And every time they shoot at you, the ammunition flashes. And I've just been 10 inches from my monitor every night for 2 weeks. I think 90 hours of game time.
I think this is what they in the casino business called the Skinner box. I don't. It's the when the thing goes, boo. Your brain goes, ooh. I think more slot machines should do that, where like you just put in $1 and it just like flashbangs you.
Oh, I thought you were just saying you just play a round of Ball Pit. I would be at the casino all the time. Actual money Balatro, actual money Ball Pit. And so now to relax my brain, I've just been playing slow games of Slay the Spire. Yeah. But because I need the stimuli, I've got a Twitch stream on one monitor, a YouTube video on the other, and then middle monitor, Slay the Spire.
That's I do the same thing where like I have like game and show, sometimes a little light music, and I'm like, I've got to be cooking my brain.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know for sure when I have children, I like some parents do no screens, some do tablets only. I'm simply gonna have you get one screen in the room until you're 16. So, like, if we're in the living room watching TV, your phone cannot be out. If you want the phone, we turn off that. You get a screen. Can you believe that? Most of our lives, we just had the one screen. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens right here.
Back in the day, if you wanted to watch SpongeBob SquarePants, you couldn't also send dick pics. So you had to focus on one. And then the cell phone came out, and all you could do was, like, text. You couldn't hit the internet. You couldn't do jack shit.
And you had to stare at it if you wanted to text, because you had to hit, if you wanted to send a T, you had to click the 7 key 3 times.
Oh, my God, that was the worst.
I remember I was a purist for the longest time when people first were getting BlackBerry full keyboards. I was like, I don't need a full keyboard. I could actually text faster with the numpad. And I could for a little bit, but now that is very much not the case. And I remember before our parents got smartphones and addicted to smartphones, there was rules because us kids had our PSPs and our Nintendo DSs. And my parents were like, you cannot take that in the bathroom with you. That's insane. And this is back when bathroom trips were 3 minutes long and then you got out. But yeah, my mom was like, no PSP in the bathroom, so I'd have to smuggle it in. And then the Apple iPhone came out, and suddenly it was like, I mean, you got to bring something in the bathroom with you. I'm not going to judge you.
What did people do in the bathrooms before phones?
You read the back of the shampoo bottle. That was all I did. I would read the back of the shampoo bottle, or people had libraries in the bathrooms, which in hindsight is disgusting because there's so much water in there and poop particles.
That's what, like, I like to do, is, like, keep, like, a comic or a manga by the toilet. But after a while, I'm like, when I finish this, it's going to go back on the bookshelf, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life knowing that this is the poop book.
Dude, the youthful... No, I mean, that was my... Like, going to my grandma's house and lifting up, and this is another just timeless thing. So you walk into the bathroom, it's carpeted because for some reason they hadn't figured out that was a bad idea yet.
In the bathroom.
The toilet seat is like this cushiony pad, like you might sit on if you have like a butt boil or something, and you sit on it and you feel it like a whoopee cushion just deflate, and it's this crusty plastic. Or God forbid they have that and then the top lid has a fur on it, and again it's like, why are we putting all of this absorbent stuff around here? And then you look in front and she's got a pile of books, and one of them is craziest 9/11 calls on the day that happened, and I'm 7 and I just grabbed that and I'm just like, that's a weird phone call to have. And that, nothing takes me back to 2002 more like that.
9/11?
Like 9/11. We're just like, how can we have soak piss into the most objects in this room?
I kind of, my grandma also had one of those toilet pads, and that was kind of one of my favorite parts of going to my grandma's, was because I liked the toilet pad. I would sit on it for like 40 minutes because it was comfortable.
You'd go in after somebody else who'd used it, and it would be burning hot because it had held so much of the heat from their ass.
My grandma had really good toilet paper that could be turned into monsters.
What does that mean?
So, and this is very, 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 very nostalgic for me, and there's got to be other people in the world that share this memory, and I'm not insane, but my grandma had really good toilet paper that, like, you could, like, mold it into monsters. So I would sit on her padded toilet, and I would take her toilet paper, and I would use, like, nearly a whole roll, and doing like rips and curves and curls and things, you can make like these really badass monsters.
Was it being marketed like this, or it just so happened that you learned one day you could tear the shit up and waste this toilet paper and make things out of it?
You could I just learned.
Okay. And you're assuming other people also learned this skill that was not marketed.
Yes, like you would make like sick ass like Dementors, where you would take like you would make like a ball, you would roll like a little ball, and then like you would like put the cloak over it, and then like you would take another one and you would make a cape, and then you would make like a cloak, and then like you would rip the hood a little bit so that you could see the ball through the hood with the cape, with the cloak, and then he would fly around and he'd be like, oh.
You just kept adding objects to this toilet paper. Did the toilet paper come with a cloak and ball, or you made a ball, you made a cloak?
I make them.
This ain't a thing, dog. You're the only person that had this experience.
Look, I'm going to speed run a monster. I'm going to speed run a monster with tissues. Take note, this isn't my grandma's toilet paper, so it's not like the good stuff.
Yeah,
but
I gotta
like, for example,
this.
I'm going to make a monster, okay? You take this, bada bing, bada boom. You start with the ball, right? This is the head. This is the head. Then you take the second piece and you put it over like this, okay? And now you've got the body. And then you take like this and you go whoosh, and then you've got like the cape. And this is like the cape of the Dementor, and or any cool like monster. And then like you could add like another cape to give it like the thick, and then like you tear out the hood. And then it would like be flying around and it'd be like, and then I would have like another toilet paper like T-Rex, and it would like eat it, and it'd be like, oh, and then I would like rip it up, and then I would take the ripped up pieces and I would make like another this is like my formative years. And now, for example, I can make this, and like, look at that. That's a really cool monster right there. And you have to visualize it. You got to use a lot of imagination. But, yeah. God, I'm going to do this the rest of the night. I'm going to make some monsters.
8 billion people on this earth.
There's got to be one.
I'm telling you, this is the most unique experience I've ever heard of in my life.
If you were a parent and you were walking by the bathroom and you heard a kid going, I'm gonna get you up there.
Sometimes we film and then I'm editing and I go, man, I really got to find a spot that would make a good TikTok for people to see. And I think you shirtless. And by the way,
People are gonna wonder why I'm shirtless.
That's one of
You're gonna think I'm filming from an actual toilet.
I was so jealous of how quickly you made that. I immediately saw the vision of the superhero, the mentor flying around towards the T-Rex. I've never felt jealousy and disdain and awe at the same time before. I mean, there's no way, but I guess put in the comments if you did that as a kid, or if you're gonna do it now, or what you did to be entertained before phones.
This is before phones. And I didn't have books. I made toilet paper monsters.
I would just learn Spanish from the back of the shampoo bottle. I would just read rinse, dos, repito, and I'd go, oh, Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. Aluminum foil, also good material for making monsters. I played with my grandma's aluminum foil. She had good aluminum foil.
I love how you pushed it like it's toilet paper like meant for Was she aware that you did this? Did she encourage this?
At first she was upset that I was wasting a lot of toilet paper, but she really encouraged like me creatively. So when she found out it was a creative output, she specifically would buy packs of TP for me to make monsters. Like, go to the store and she's like, we gotta get the one that's good for monsters, for Kyle. Because I told her, I need those ones. The others are too soft, too flimsy.
This is a Kyle episode, ladies and gentlemen. Were you good at art class?
Yeah, I loved art.
Right. Did you ever take, like, extracurricular art classes? Because there's a lot of sculpting and paper mache and...
I did a lot of that, and, I wanted to make monsters, and they wanted me to make, like, faces, and I would always... A lot of the times in school, I would do my own thing.
I can't imagine, yeah.
Sometimes I would, like, fail upwards. Like, every day in class in, like, 3rd and 4th grade, we had to write, like, a journal. Like, a daily journal, and then our teacher would grade it on, like, grammar and spelling. Just to, like, help us get used to writing about our lives. And I was like, nah, piss off, that sucks. Every day I would write a short story about, like, pirates or monsters. And she was like, oh, that was always the best part of my day, was your story. Or I'd have to sculpt vases and I'd sculpt little monsters. And the teacher would be like, that's creative, that's fine, I'll give you points.
Sometimes I would fail upward, the title of Kyle's autobiography. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would do this. Yeah, where I wanted to be mean to the teachers, but in a way where I didn't get expelled or anything. And yeah, we had this one random class where it had nothing to do with writing. We would watch what was the class? We would leave graphic design, which is a 3-hour class, junior year of high school. We would leave it once a week for 1 hour, and she would show us grammar. Like, we watched a Weird Al video where it's the song, it's one of the newer ones. It's foil instead of royal. And he's just singing about aluminum foil. Honestly, not a great Weird Al song. And I just kind of... Aluminum foil, put it on your head. Yeah. And I just hated her. And you never know why you hate some people at that age. But yeah, we would have to write at the beginning of every class. And I would just be like, I hate you and this thing. And these are all the reasons why. And she'd be like, 90 out of 100, well written. And I'm like, shit, she tricked me into participating. She just is happy that I'm writing and using good grammar. What an asshole. And it would just piss me off more. And the next day I'd be like, so this is why this class is a waste of time. I eloquently must disagree. You are being facetious with these assignments.
That's great. And she's like, ooh,
yeah.
Good word use. Teachers are all have like funny quirks. My favorite thing in school ever was finding the teachers that would get easily distracted with like wanting to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids getting really good at getting them to tell a story. So we'd be like 5 minutes into a lesson, and then a kid would like just throw out like, oh, my parents' wedding. What was your wedding like? And he's like, oh, my wedding was crazy. And the entire rest of the day would just be that story for like 30 minutes till the next class. And then tomorrow we would try again. And
Yeah.
sometimes he would catch on. He'd be like, no, no, no.
I wonder growing up if just everyone's school experience was the same. I feel like it's got to be to a certain extent, like in Mean Girls. Like, I remember our health coach. If you just mentioned dodgeball, he would be like, "Well, let's go play dodgeball, I guess." And so you would never learn about the human body. And the geometry teacher, like all the math teachers were just also the football coaches, like because they were football coaches, they had to teach some class, so you would never learn in those.
That's the other best one, is the coach that has to teach a random class that doesn't want to.
We would go to biology class, and 3 days out of the week, that teacher would be clearly hungover as shit, and because somebody would be like, "Hey, he partied last night. We're going to watch this random-ass movie, Zootopia," which has nothing to do really with what we're learning in biology. The keyboarding and computer teacher was crazy. You'd walk into class. It was this 105-year-old woman, and she had her computer screen right here. And she would just click, click, click. And we were like, how is this the woman that's teaching us keyboarding? It makes no sense whatsoever.
She's the only one that understands it.
Yeah. And I remember one day somebody stole her Pop-Tart, and she just screamed about somebody took her Pop-Tart for 45 minutes, and that was the class.
Honestly, understandable. I do the same.
God, there was...
Did you have a teacher get fired big story?
Several.
That doesn't involve pedophilia?
Never mind. There was the one where the guy who got hung over all the time, it came out that he was a drug addict because he got caught by the police breaking into the art teacher's house because she had been dealing him narcotics that were prescription for her. And she said, "No, I need the rest of these. I can't keep selling them to you." So he broke in and stole them. And he went to jail. And yeah, and that happened. There was a couple sex tape issues happened, early iPhone days. That's crazy. Yeah.
What, like a teacher goes to put a presentation up on screen and hits you with the sex tape because they don't know what they're doing?
No, like... I guess I'm an adult. This story is very different, obviously, because of perspective. No, I had been texting this girl who had just moved to the school, and she was like, "I want to get to know people before I just date one guy." And I said, "Okay." The next day I show up to school, and she had been having sex with another student that night in their friend's bedroom, and the friend got locked out and was pissed, so he kicked down the door and was filming at the same time and then texted it to the whole school, and the police had to come in. And obviously, because now that I'm in hindsight, I'm like, oh yeah, child, the school had to delete it. And then she was like, "Do you want to date me now?" And I was like, "I don't think this is for me. There's a lot of heat going around here. I think never mind. I'm sorry, but no."
Oh my god.
Then
everybody in the comments, chat, and Discord, tell about your crazy school story, because there's so many.
There's so many. There was what was it? I remember we had this substitute that only substituted once and then got fired from substituting because he came in and was just being super misogynistic and very anti-air. Like, he just came in and was like, "So, I hear because you live around here, some of you believe in Jesus. What are you, stupid?" and was just like being really mean and talking down. And so he like would get like some of the high school girls to debate him. And then he was like, yeah, I think you should all get abortions. Yeah, get over it. And he just kept
teacher coming in and being like, debate me.
He taught 4 periods, pissed off half the children, and before the end of the school day was fired and left, and we had to get another substitute for the substitute. There was another substitute we had who every time he would show up would tell you your name was wrong, which always pissed me off because your name is your name. That's just it. There's no like grammar really to it. It's just, these are the letters. This is what my parents want me to call. That is my name. Like they would come in and they'd read my name, Trey, and they'd be like, Tree? And I'm like, no, it's Trey. And he goes, no, your parents spelt it wrong, so you're Tree. And I went, what a piece of shit. And then he'd be like, Alicia? And be like, Alicia? No, that's Alicia, so you're Alicia.
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Like, just refused to say any of the names right. And then I had my own. Yeah, what do you got?
We had a substitute get fired for breaking a kid's hand.
Sorry, that's not fun. That's really funny. That's really funny.
Yes, children pain.
Like, I forget, again, I'm picturing me in high school. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. But now as a grown man, I have to be like, oh, poor kid, poor child. Like, I'm like, wow, a peer of mine. I'm like, Trey, you're almost 30 years old. You're on the teacher's level. You should be judging them.
We just want to do like high school gossip. But yeah, it was a substitute teacher, and they had a habit of like screaming and taking this giant book and hitting it on desks.
Oh yeah.
To like snap people. So they would walk around the room, and if somebody talked or did something, they would take their big book and they would slam it on their desk. And one kid, I guess, was either falling asleep or like doing something, but she went to like slam the book as hard as she could, and right at that moment he like adjusted and put out like his hand on the desk, and so she completely like obliterated his hand, and he was just like, ow, and she was like, oh.
I never understood that. Let the kid sleep at that point. He's missed half the period. Just let him sleep. It's so much more disruptive when they do that because the whole class stops. They see it coming.
I like the idea of like learning about like a state, and then you're dozing and you're dozing and you're dozing, and then your hand's broken.
And you never forget where Des Moines is. Very specific. I remember in 4th grade, we made the teacher cry because it was her first year.
Oh.
And it sucks when you get a nice teacher because it's the first time. I don't know if you've seen like Abbott Elementary, but it's sort of like that first teacher that comes in and they've got all these aspirations to change the world. And she was like, hey guys, every time you all bring in your homework, I will make brownies. We'll have homework every Friday, which means you could have brownies every Monday for the rest of the year. And one student the entire year didn't do his homework. And she was just like, I really want to make these brownies. Could you please do the homework? And I remember like 7 months into the school year, she goes like, Chandler, did you bring your homework this time? And everyone just, no. And then he stands up and walks it over to her, and everyone's like, oh shit. And then she goes to the next kid. And the next kid, for the first time, had just been like, well, he's never going to bring it, so why should I care? And then, because Chandler was like, well, what's the point? He then never brought his homework ever again. Oh. We didn't get brownies the entire school. She had this giant chart, times we had brownies this year, and it just never changed from 0 the entire year we were there.
At what point do you just bring brownies and make that one kid watch?
Right. At a certain point, that's how you solve. I've never understood peer pressure. That would happen all the time where it was like, if one kid keeps talking, you're all staying after the bell. And it's like, does she want us to bully and assault that child? And is that what she's suggesting? I was going to say,
I think making one kid not eat brownies would be less of a punishment than making the entire school hate that kid because they're not getting brownies.
Right. That's what they do in the military, so you beat them with a sock. You're like, okay, he didn't clean his bed. You all have to do 300 push-ups today. And then at night, it's so that way they do what you're not legally allowed to do. I don't think that's something we should be doing. And then there was one time, the most trouble I almost ever got in. I've never shared this story on the podcast, so I'll share it here, but I've shared it on Twitch a lot. Maybe. So this was, I was in high school. I was having a good time. I was starting to develop lots of friend groups. And then Twitter comes out. And within 1 year, there's parody accounts. You go on there, there's like fake Obama, and he's just saying crazy shit. And there's, fake celebrities, and it's hilarious. And they all put, like, the South Park thing, like, this is coincidence. I'm not this celebrity. You can't sue me. Haha. And the same year, we got a new principal from the city. Yuck.
Yuck.
Yeah, and she comes into our podunk town country school, and within 1 week, she banned cowboy boots.
What?
Right, which is crazy to do in southern Missouri. So she bans cowboy boots week 1, and everyone's starting to revolt. Where like there's nothing more like to bring the youth together like fighting an authority figure. Like immediately everyone's friends. Couple months later, the trend of yoga pants pops off, and for a high school boy, this is the best time of your life. And then she bans yoga pants. They have a whole thing about it. The next day, 20 high school boys showed up in yoga pants, and the whole school just kept doing it, and the rules stayed there, but they just stopped punishing it because the whole school kept going to detention. And she always had this smile. She was always smiling even if she was angry. And so I made this parody Twitter account where I changed her name a bit, and I put in the South Park thing so I couldn't be sued. And I just put, it's Chicken Patty Day tomorrow, bitches. And the profile picture was the Joker because the smile. And that was it. And then I followed a bunch of people from school so they'd see the tweet. And then I forget about it. I'm just like, well, that was funny. Next day I'm walking, and I walk past the locker, and I hear 3 dudes giggling at their phone. They're like, dude, it's Chicken Patty Day, bitches. And they're showing it to each other. And I go, huh.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so then at the end of the day, I'm like, I get like 20 followers. And I send out a couple more tweets. Me and Coach blah blah are hotboxing the buses. Anybody want to stop by? And so I'm just like making her a crazier person. And like she would make an announcement like, girls, you have to cover your shoulders, because for some reason that was always a weird rule in school. And I would immediately be like, boys, stop jerking it to shoulders. It's pissing me off. Like within seconds of the announcement. And so then by the end of the week, I've got like 200 followers and like the student council following me. And nobody knows it's me. I'm keeping it a secret.
Secret identity.
Yeah. And then an announcement comes over after 2 weeks, and it says they have a student council meeting, and any student council member found following the account is kicked out of student council and has now been turned into snitches who have remained. And there is now this dispatched group trying to find out who I be. And we're getting towards the end of junior year. I am failing history class. This is the only time I've ever failed a class, because that was the class where I would do the tweeting, because he didn't care if you had your phone out. So I failed. I literally just tanked it. I went, this is where I'm going to do social media. I'll retake it senior year. I've got the space. This is a movement that's happening. So the followers start slowing down a little bit, around like 300 followers. And I go to like...
How many people did you have in your school?
So here's the thing. Only 400. So I go to a high school football game at a different high school with a girl I was dating, and they mentioned it. It had gotten to like adjacent schools were talking about it. And I went, oh, fuck. Okay. So I go to school the next day, and this guy, Brett, we all start talking about it, because now this conspiracy. Who is it? And he goes, they're so stupid. They spelt the name wrong. And there's only 20 kids in this class. And I go on the account, and I go, well, Brett, I spelt it wrong on purpose. Because I'm like, I want to get caught. I need to be Icarus and fly too close to the sun. I need some action. So I well, Brett, I spelt it wrong on purpose. Obviously, you idiot. And he snaps around. He's like, who is it? And there is now this, like... And so all fingers jokingly at first point at me. Trey's so quiet. It's probably him. And they're all like, ha, 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 because he's so quiet, it would be funny if it's him. And then they immediately move on from me. Next day, school police officer is going around the school interviewing students. They've gotten the police involved. And they are pulling the most popular kids who are always acting out of class. It's at this point, I've now made 3 adjacent Twitter accounts. One for one of the coaches so they could interact, one for a teacher, and apparently someone had made an account for the biology teacher's class pet. And I started interacting with them. And one day I'm in history class, and I'm on the biology teacher's account talking to the class pet, as you do.
And the class pet just posts like a manifesto, and now...
So I'm out to my left here, and I'm like, I got to tell somebody popular. I just got to let this rip and let the consequences fly. And I look at Trenton to my right, and I go, hey, look at this. And his eyes get wide. He goes, look at this. And he was the class pet. And we were both just failing history class, tormenting the school staff. And because he's the popular kid, he immediately taps on the kid in front of him, who's in the student council, of course. And he goes, look at this. No. And now before the end of the day, everyone knows. And it's out of the bag. And so
I love the idea. It should have just been your guys' secret.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, you guys became like best friends, partners in crime.
Could have been.
But you both had this, I want to get caught.
Yep.
People need to know. Because I feel like...
Because we're about to end the school year. Like, how much punishment can there be?
I felt like if like you had like graduated and nobody had known who it was, and then you came out and was like, yeah, that was me, people would think you were bullshitting.
Yeah, I was like, because other people are like taking credit. They're like, oh, it's probably Will. It's probably Skylar. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm hilarious. I'm the funny. But this is like an 8-month thing. It's like the whole school year is going by like this. And so I'm like, okay, I know I'm getting caught tomorrow. I go home that night. My great-grandmother dies. It is tragic. I miss the rest of the school week. I have the funeral. And I stopped thinking about it. And then Sunday, it's almost Monday. And I go, oh, shit. What am I going to do? I haven't had time to think about how I'm going to get out of this. And so, first of all, I log in my personal account on Twitter. I obviously log out of the other account. I make sure I have no sign of the other account on my phone because there's no other way they could prove it that I know of. And so I change everything. I make sure I'm only logged into my account. And I've never followed the account with my account because I'm not stupid. And I go into class, and I go to first period, and I'm in media tech. And the teacher, another teacher comes in, and she goes, hey, miss, other teacher, I'm trying to get a Twitter account for my classroom. Do you want me? And she goes, I think Trey's pretty good with it. The teachers know, but they're not snitching because they also hate the principal. We had 2 teachers quit that year because of this terrible principal. So the staff knows and is joking around me about it. Just kind of winking and nodding at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, haha, this makes this really fun. I go to second period language arts. And everyone is just kind of staring at me because at this point it's known. And then we hear a knock at the door. The principal comes in. And everyone, even the teacher again, is just like, she's like, will you come with me? And I get up and I'm walking with her. And I still don't know fully how I'm going to get out of this. And she goes, I see you, and she's got this smirk. I see you miss school the last few days, so she thinks I've been avoiding this. I see you miss school, and a light bulb goes off in my head. And I go, well, my great-grandmother passed away, and so I've just been grieving with my family the last few days. I didn't mean to miss that much school. I know it's not good for me, but I just really miss her. And for the first time ever in the whole school year, I see her smile disappear. Because I found a doorway.
Oh.
And we walk in silence and we sit down. And she goes, you're probably wondering why I called you here. And I know how to lie more than a child should. And I learned that today. And I go, so I'm going to stop you. I know why you think I'm the principal account. And she went, yes. And I went, everyone just keeps saying, because I'm the quiet kid at the back of the class, or because I'm a weirdo, that I must be this terrible person, but I'm just trying to grieve, and they just keep throwing these accusations. They're just making it worse for me. I want the person to get caught as much as you do, so people stop asking me about it. I'm just trying to sit and do my classwork and think about my grandma, and I'm just having to deal with all these weird kids I'm not used to talking to. And again, she's just, because she needs to accuse. She knows it's me. She knows. And she goes, I need you to pull out your phone. And I pull it up and I scroll. And she goes, I need you to show me who you're following. Okay, I'll show you. Show me the switch account button. I click switch. There's nothing there. And she goes, okay. And she go, and I went, I'll work with you. If I hear anything, I'll let you know. And you should
have been like, I'm sorry I couldn't help you, but I got word about the class pet.
That would have been crazy. Just because he hadn't planned for it, surely. And yeah, I just went, I'll help you. I'm just trying to grieve and not have to deal with all these. I don't want to be seen as this terrible kid. I'll let you know what I know. And she goes, let me know if you need anything. You can go back to class now. And I walk out. And there's cameras, and so I just have my composure. But I'm like, I can't smile. I get in the class, and everyone stops the lesson and stares at me. It's like a Reddit moment. Everyone clapped. I know it's unbelievable, but everyone stops and stares at me. And the teacher goes, what happened? I go, she doesn't know it's me. And there was this whole like, crazy. No fucking way moment.
That's crazy.
And so,
oh my God.
I send a couple more tweets to fill out the week. I retire it for senior year. Senior year ends. We do the senior quotes book that comes out after graduation, and I put in there, I was the blah, blah, blah. Trey. And other people had quoted it. They had quoted like 5 of the quotes in the book that year were tweets I had sent. And that is my legacy at my Missouri high school.
The principal just gets that yearbook that year, and she opens it up and she sees that and she's like, I knew it.
Mm-hmm. I still don't have my diploma for that reason, because I don't know if you know this, but when you graduate, at least at my school, they don't give it to you actually when you cross the stage. You got to go back a week later and get it. And I was like, I'm not going back there. So I've never went back for it. I asked Ethan when he graduated, I was like, hey, grab my diploma on the way out when you grab yours. And they were like, he needs to come get it himself. And I was like, I bet I do.
They're like, no, we want to give it to him personally. We want to let him. You got to wait till she quits and then just show up one day and be like, I'm here for the diploma.
So that junior year, and then in his senior year, whenever I had all this clout, and I had the history class where everyone knew, and I got to not retake history again because he had a loophole. Not a loophole, but he was just a fun coach that understood that I was chill like that, where at the end of, it's like 30% of your final grade is this big exam, and if you bring in previous assignments, you get a bonus 5 points. That's it. Well, I had kept all from the previous year plus that year. I ended up getting a 400% on the final exam because I went, hey, man, I'm in there with all the juniors. I'm the only senior that's retaking history. And I go, I have all of them from last year, and nothing in your syllabus says, it just says old assignments. And he goes, huh, yeah, I guess you can use those. I know nothing about American government from 1800 to 1900. I know nothing. Because the second year, I just played Pokemon on my Game Boy Advance.
You're like the person that saves every receipt they've ever gotten for tax purposes.
Yeah. My junior and senior year, like a lot of people have bad memories of high school, but I genuinely look on it so fondly. Just because it's what I learned just to fuck with authority in very fun ways.
That's incredible.
The thrill, and then the chaos, and then the light bulb, and then again, I hope my great-grandmother, wherever she is okay with me doing that. She was a lovely lady. But it just all lined up so well.
The idea of some guy being taken down to the police house and wherever the police live, and straight up getting away with it, and then just going back and be like, they don't know it's me. They don't know it's me.
They don't know it's me. Just so much so much joy my junior year of high school just from all of that. I don't know what the highlight. I don't know what the highlight was. Her losing her smile, a kid from another school hearing about the accounts. It might just be me and Trenton going, we're having an online conversation secretly next to each other.
How much trouble do you think you would have been in had it gone the other way?
Dude, so much.
Because the police were involved.
Yes, I was playing with such fire. They were probably coming to like threaten. I don't think I would have gotten in like actual police trouble. I think I could have easily gotten expelled for a month. Minimum. And I think the officer would have talked to me about impersonation and blah, 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 and something like that. Maybe would have like made me delete all my social accounts or something, but
you weren't even like fully committed. Like nowadays people will like buy the blue check mark, use the full name, not say they're a parody account.
Yeah. It's different. Yeah, this was early Twitter where everyone was, I just saw the parody accounts and went, I'm going to do that. And then it just ran away from me and I went, I can either take off with this or not. And I was like, I think I'm going to take off with this and see where it goes. And I remember that Monday, so after the funeral, that Monday was coming up, I had to tell my mom. I was like, hey, tomorrow I'm either getting expelled and in a ton of trouble or not. And she goes, what? And I told her the whole story. And she goes, who are you? And I'd never seen my mother be so impressed by me, but also scared of how much I had lied to her about. Once I got home and told her the lie that I had spun, she was like, holy, you said that. I went, yeah. And she goes, that's cool, but like, please don't lie to me like that.
God.
So safe to say, me and Kyle had a good time, unique times in school. Put in the comments, what was your most unique school experience?
How did a teacher get fired unless they were diddling? I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
I left out like 5 teacher diddling stories. God, we had one teacher, a health teacher, who was like, I don't even take Advil if I get a headache, because he was super religious and having a super religious health teacher is great. He goes, you know what I do every Sunday? Like anytime a student would talk out loud, he goes, you know what I do every Sunday, Brock? I read the newspaper, and I read who went to jail that week, and it's all the students that used to talk in my classes. And one day, I'm gonna read your name there. And that's crazy. Like, you can't fucking say that, man. And he was like, just like in Mean Girls, he goes, if you have sex, you will die. Your penis will fall off. And one student was like, what if I get a boner? He goes, you take a cold shower. And he goes, and they were like, what if I have a headache? You don't take any medicine whatsoever. You pray. And we're like, okay, thank you, coach.
Can you imagine all the people in the world praying about the worst things imaginable, and then you strike up with, hey, headache's back. Head hurt. If you could do something about this, thank you. Amen.
Amen. It pissed me off so much because I had chronic headaches like all the way through into like sophomore year of high school. Just every single day I had headaches that would just like...
Didn't pray enough.
I didn't pray enough. And he was like, just pray. Stop taking medicine. And I went, if I didn't take medicine, I wouldn't be at school today. It just sucks. Because you're not allowed to bring Advil or any medicine. You got to like go to the nurse and she goes, here's 1 Advil and 3 saltines. That was the worst. You'd be like, hey, nurse, I'm going to throw up. I'm feeling sick. I feel hot and sweaty. I want to go home. She'd be like, here's 2 saltines. Go back to class. I feel like did you have that? I had that all the time.
My most embarrassing nurse story was I went to the nurse and for a nosebleed. And the first thing she asked me was, were you picking your nose? And, like, I had ample time to lie, but for some reason, I didn't want to lie to the nurse because she's a medical professional. So I just hit her with, yeah, I was picking my nose. She's like, don't do that. And it was just miserable that for the rest of my school life, the nurse knew I was a nose picker, which, you know, other children don't pick their nose.
No.
That's very taboo. You would never do that. So for me to be the nose picker, I don't know. The thing she was probably seeing was way worse.
No,
but
yeah,
for me,
but it's
that
one of
was
those things
miserable.
as a kid where, because we're all still in that lying about what's going on in our life stage, you're just like, this is only happening to me. Everyone else is perfect. I'm having this terrible time. And it's just like, if they just had all the kids have a meeting and just like, hey, we're all doing this, right? We would all be so much better.
I still think one of the funniest was the sex ed class Q&A. the after it's after you have to watch the baby. I don't know what they all do nowadays, if it's better or it's worse, but I'm goddamn Bible Belt, Oklahoma sex ed class, which is like the bare minimum. Like, they tell you what a penis is, and they're like, well, I hope you guys get the gist. But then we had the Q&A, and the teachers and the professional there were mortified because obviously the kids are asking everything that wasn't told.
Yeah.
And it's just,
God,
everybody's just sitting there giggling.
That was our sex ed class was abstinence only. Even in high school, freshman year of high school, at that point I had sex. High five me, America. And they were like, all right, all the boys go to this room, all the girls go to that room. It's like, okay, they want to teach us about sex. Okay. And so they just bring all the boys in a room and they go, here are 20 photos of diseased penises from unprotected sex. And you'd look at them for 30 minutes and then you'd leave. And then the girls would go in and they'd look at the vaginas and the boys would peek through the window because they were like, whoa, it's diseased, but still vagina. And they were like, this is a diseased vagina from having unprotected sex. Now you may go. That was the full extent of our sex ed.
It's like straight up, like just teach about the safe and the protection. When you can't literally just say don't.
Yeah.
Because if someone they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what there is.
Yeah. It's like, look, there's this giant chocolate cake with strawberries and icing, and it's 5 tiers, and it's all yours. But there's this 2% chance back here, if you're not careful, that you'll have blue waffle for the rest of your life. You're going to sneak a slice. So you teach them
don't Google that,
how to put plastic over the fork before you eat the cake. Or whatever in the metaphor.
There's a 2% chance, there's glass in the cake, and that you'll accidentally Google blue waffle. And, but
still cake.
It's the good old Q&A where it's like people like having the rumors where they're like, well, I heard she can't get pregnant if she's on top. That's true, right? And they're like, no, that's not true. And like 3 of the boys in the class are like, oh, shit.
No.
Oh, no. Like, because they just aren't taught about anything until it's too late.
Oh, yeah, and what gets out there is from the few kids that are, like, sexually active but haven't also been taught. And so it's like, it's either all diseases, or I had 2 friends who were just like, yeah, we're actually trying to have kids. They were like, we don't use a condom. I'm like, are you stupid? I was like, go ahead and have the sex, whatever, who cares? But, like, are you stupid? And they're like, no, we want to have kids. It was like, you're 12, Bryce. What the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, people should be telling you. And then you go to another class, and this girl where they'd be talking about sex, and she's like, I don't have to worry about babies. I only let him put it in my asshole. And everyone is like, so we just share that, huh? So we just share that? That's what we do.
I remember, I think, like, 16 and Pregnant was, like, becoming a huge show when I was, like, in high school. And I feel like there was a small bit of, like, if I had a baby, I would either be, like, popular or I could be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like some people were genuinely like, hey, if it happens, that would be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And how many pregnancies did you have in your high school?
I think so. I was reading something recently where I think teen pregnancy peaked when we were in school. It definitely did. But after 18 and pregnant or 16 and pregnant or whatever, shockingly, I think teen pregnancy is now at an all-time low. But I think that's more of a post-COVID, like the pendulum has swung where like young Gen Z is now more anti-sex and nudity in media and like alcohol and beer and parties than our generation was. But no, yeah, I remember showing up to 8th grade band class. That was the first one, 8th grade band class. And this girl came in with the belly and she was just like, yeah, Bryce, he's gonna father. I went, him? he's gonna father a baby? What? And then they would just start I remember then the next year it was 3 or 4, and then it was 5 or 6, and
I am 32, and if I had a baby right now, I would not know what to do. I could not handle it. I would not be prepared for that. The idea of 16, 17-year-old me in high school having a baby.
Dear Lord.
How? You can't do it.
Look at the toilet paper. Look at the toilet paper.
I was playing with toilet paper. I can't handle a baby.
Yeah, no.
It was of course you have the pregnancy phase, but then it's just like going into like your junior, senior class, and one of the students is just like talking about their baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, that's just kind of like the wake up moment of, oh, we're all about to be adults. This person just got a big ass head start.
I remember being like 21, going back to my hometown. I like went to the Walmart, and I would run into some of those people, and they'd be like, so how are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I made this YouTube video where I ate funny food. And then they're like, that's cool. This is my 7-year-old. Isn't she adorable? And I'm like, I'm still at the age where I don't find kids cute. I don't know what you want me to do with that. I think that's the lamest thing ever. My day was awesome. Your day was lame. God, yeah, so it's like one of those things where you're like, obviously they're crazy for having kids. I shouldn't have kids. But also, because nobody talks about it, and those that do talk about it in such a way, I know a lot of people that get to the point where it's like you're getting to high school, and either you don't have a girlfriend or something like that, and you go, oh, I'm going to be a virgin forever. I'm going to have to hire a prostitute to figure out what sex is. Oh, no. And you're like 16 years old, and that's just it. Just because that's your entire life, you're like, fuck.
If you're the guy who gets pregnant and married in high school, then you don't get your formative college years.
Yeah, we had our formative college years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you on a podcast with me saying formative college years, like you know what the fuck you're talking about.
You gotta go to college for your formative college years.
Yeah, you either start a Twitch stream or you go to college. It's the only way to get formative college years. Okay, all right. We're going to go to the emails before this is a 3-hour podcast, because anytime we bring up school, we talk for way too long. Go to whamopod@gmail.com to send an email, because that's what I'm talking about right now. If you want to do one of these emails, go to whamopod@gmail.com. Dear Whammo, what is up with the ska hate? Ska rocks. Have you heard the AFV theme? That was amazing. Thanks, Ska Lover 1243.
Is that actually their name?
No, that's I believe that's Drago.
Okay.
Who just
okay.
put ska in. Yeah.
I love ska. Ska is very nostalgic for me because it's such a short period of time of like my formative, this is like the 5th time I've used the word formative this podcast, of like 1998 to 2001. I feel like a lot of things stopped when 9/11 happened, and I think ska is the music genre.
Yeah, could you imagine the day after 9/11 doing that dance people do to ska? That's crazy. You put on some like Smash Mouth and you're doing like the leg kicks and everything. That's crazy.
There's a lot of things that kind of died and didn't come back, and I feel like ska was the one thing that would just be disrespectful.
Yeah, I think I heard something the other day, which was I like ska, but I don't want ska to come back because of what ska brings. Like it's like you almost just like disco. Like there's all those memes, and you watch movies, and they're like, it's as dead as disco. Boy, disco's stupid. You listen to any disco song, it's pretty good. You watch all the dancing, the cool outfits, it's pretty groovy. Love it. We should not bring disco back. Same for ska. It's the whole personality of ska. We're not saying that you should hate the genre, but you should hate what follows the genre.
If in 2030 ska and disco both come back and those are like top 40 genres,
those are the two political parties actually. In 2030, I'm calling
ska
it now.
versus disco. Yeah. Oh, that's a tough choice.
Could go either
Which
way.
America do you want, ska or disco?
Hey, Tre and Kyle. I just finished binging the pod since I haven't watched since like episode 5. And wow.
Carson.
That is Carson. I think it's crazy the pod has lasted this long. People keep saying that. It's just 2 hours a week of our time, and then I edit it for 2 hours. It's not...
After 3 episodes, we're like, yeah, we got that out of our system.
They're so the amount of people that were like, you're doing more than 10 podcast episodes? Like, what do you think this is?
like a true crime short series, 7 episodes.
Yeah,
and
we're just like... The 8 kinds of poop over 8 mini episodes. Follow us on a journey. I think it's crazy the pod has lasted this long and it's been consistently quality, seeing as who half the host is. That's mean. But god damn it, it is 2026 now and you guys are still going strong. Good shit. Anyway, who between you two do you think has taken the bigger dump in all of your lives the people need to know?
I'm going to say you.
I'm going to say me. But there's not even a... Because if you had taken a larger poop than my larger poop, it would have come up by now.
Yeah.
I remember there was one time, not to get into the poop talk, there was one time when I was a kid when, as a kid, you're afraid to fart because farting's gross, and so you just hold it in. And I started having violent diarrhea spray out of my butt just randomly. I'd be sitting in the car, and we'd hit a bump, and I'd be like, oh, I think I have to, oh, God! And it would just, I would fill my pants. And my parents had to pull over, and and it happened for like a week. And then I went to the doctor, and they gave me an X-ray to like check out my tummy, and they couldn't see anything. And they showed it to my mom. They're like, "Do you see that?" And she goes, "No, I can't see anything. It's all foggy." And they were like, "That's gas buildup. Your son's whole body is just full of gas. He needs to fart." And they were like, "Oh." And so they gave me like this super duper gas pill. And then for the next 5 days at school, I'm just ripping ass in every class like a deflating hot air balloon. It was so embarrassing. And so now I healthily sneak farts out whenever possible because I never want to have that happen ever again.
My last job, it was me sitting next to like 3 women because I was like the only guy, and it was very, very quiet, constantly sitting, and I couldn't rip ass. But my new job, I'm constantly walking. They're blasting music. You hear Dave and Buster's machines going crazy. I can rip as much ass as I want. I'm walking away from it, so I'm never lingering. There could be a group of people, and I can walk through them and rip ass, and they don't suspect it's me. They probably suspect it's me. 100% they suspect it's me. But, you know,
yeah, luckily there's all that cigarette smell to cover up the fart smell.
Yep.
Yeah, luckily none of your coworkers listen to this podcast and will now suspect that it's you. We should tell Kyle that we do know that it's him now because he's admitted it. Dear, what are my questions? Let's say you suddenly got the magical ability to learn any instrument. What would it be? If it's an instrument you already know how to play, that it's off limits for this magic ability. Thanks, Drago2143.
I think the coolest would just be if I could just play piano.
Yeah, piano's cool because you can play like airport pianos and random vintage pianos.
You know how to play that?
Last year, my goal was to learn to play my banjo. This isn't my banjo. This is a family heirloom from wife's family that she's lovingly allowed me to take care of and try to learn. My goal last year was to learn it. I did not learn it. My goal this year is to learn it. So if I could have a magical ability to I think the banjo's awesome and cool, but also funny, but impressive to learn. I have no idea. It's a finger-picking banjo. It's a 4-string. I've watched 2 lessons on YouTube, and that is it. And I've drunkenly tried to play it about 7 times. But that is my goal. Ask me at the end of the year.
Can you give us a song? A little song real quick?
Kyle is pooping, he is pooping, yes he is pooping down the toilet and he's gonna take a shit. Gotta piss, gotta take another shit. Where's the plunger? It is flowing, it is going all over. Where's the rover? It is going all over.
You perfectly encapsulated the group of campers as zombies approach them and are about to kill them.
What? What zombies do they sing about?
The sound of that banjo was very like zombie
haunting.
Horror movie banjo. And then
Got
just
it.
the one guy in the camp singing as the zombie creeps into the camp.
I've got the singing nonsense part down. Now I just need to be able to play the banjo alongside it. Yeah, piano and banjo. Oh, that'd be a fun group we'd have. Dear Whammo, I'm trying to get better at making myself lunches, but I am not creative enough to come up with enough unique lunches for the week. Thus is why I want to know what are some of your favorite easy, lazy lunch meals that you have. Now, don't give me anything basic like grilled cheese or ramen, but something unique. Thanks, Drago243. Lunch shouldn't be unique. Lunch is slop. Lunch is just sustenance. Dinner should be unique. If you're trying to meal prep, you're going to have the same lunch 3 or 4 days a week. You're maybe going to get 3 lunch, like every day. I make a sandwich with turkey, cheese, lettuce, mayo, a little bit of spicy honey mustard, some pickle chips, garlic pepper salt. I have some carrots or some chips, something crunchy on the side, and some cottage cheese and a water. And I have that every day for lunch. Sometimes it's a peanut butter honey sandwich, but that is the lunch every day. The sandwich just changes slightly. Dinner, I go cray cray. That's when you do it up. But lunch, just have something. It's just sustenance.
I just 90% of what I eat in a month is just my my chicken and rice slop.
Mm-hmm.
That is my ultimate recipe. It's my favorite thing, and it's what I always make.
Yes,
Have I gone over the recipe of that before?
Your chicken and rice, I think so. You said it was like what you would make for a girl. You would make chicken and rice slop. That would be your go-to recipe.
I've brought it to potlucks. People like it. I've made it for women. Women like it. I make it at least every 2 weeks, and it's enough to feed me for 3.5 days straight.
Yeah, if you want a meal prep lunch, chicken, rice, potatoes, you can make 80 things with those 3 ingredients.
I want everybody to make this. I'm going to give you the quick, super fast recipe on Kyle's chicken and rice slop. You cook a bunch of chicken. You can do it however you want in the microwave.
However
get a
you
rotisserie chicken. Do it preferably in a skillet. You buy a spice at the store called Chicka Bam Bam. This is incredibly important. Chicka Bam Bam spice. You put that on the chicken while you cook it. You cut up the chicken, put it in a big red bowl. The bowl has to be red. Then you cook a bunch of rice, preferably in like a rice cooker, pour it on top. Then you take a shitload of sriracha and go wah 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 on top. And then you take a bunch of shredded cheese, either cheddar jack or Colby jack, wah 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 on top. And then you take a shitload of cream of mushroom soup and you pour it all on top, wah 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 wah. And then you throw it in the microwave for like 7 minutes. Take it out, stir it. Mix it up. Put it back in the microwave for like 2 minutes. Take it out, and it will be the most divine food you have ever eaten. My chicken and rice slop.
I forgot you were shirtless.
God damn it! I look like a mystical. Like my skin is so pearlescent. I
You look like a Lovecraftian like beast.
Like my head color does not match. I am so pale.
Just every TikTok is going to be so out of context from this episode where every comment's going to be like, so why is the bald one not wearing a shirt?
I need to get a tan or something.
Maybe that'll be one of our monthly goals is to get a spray tan.
I should get a spray tan as the next bit, but only from my neck down. so it looks like I just have an orange shirt, basically.
God, yeah, small update. We're only 1 week in. We got 3 more weeks left on our steps challenge. What do you got? Like 80,000 total, I'm guessing?
I'll eventually have to text you all of my individual dates. Let me take a look here at what I did the best for this week. Let's see here. Here's a good one. 21,000 steps on Friday.
Okay, that's your best day, though?
Wednesday I did 25,000. 25,000.
Probably got about 80 or 90K steps this week.
What?
What? Who are you yelling at? Are you mad at me?
You got 90K?
No, you did, brother.
Oh. God damn.
Be
I'm
impressed.
good.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you worked 4 days, you average 20K steps per workday, and then you don't walk outside of that. Yeah, you've got about 80, 90K steps in week one.
The weird thing is that because of my hours, I go in at like 8 p.m. and then I overlap to 6 a.m. and then I come in that night. So it's like kind of like one day is like 2 separate days for me.
I had just a quick question, but fun question for you. Let's say you live in a world kind of like The Purge, but only that applies to you. I want to know, what crime would you commit if it was legal for you?
So the governments have just deemed that I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and all the people just go with it.
The Kyle Purge has begun. This would get taken down if I said not for bad. There's a certain guy who has a unique way of speaking. Who
you would pants him? You'd pants him.
Yeah, I would pants him. That guy. Yep.
That'd be funny.
That's what I would do. That is what I would do with my Tre purge.
I was gonna say tax evasion.
Are your taxes that bad?
I mean, if no laws, I ain't paying those anymore.
You could just rob a whole Best Buy, and then there's no taxes because you never bought this stuff.
That's true.
That's true. Well, yeah, because it's, what is it? Wait, hold on. I have a quick fun question for you. Let's say you live in a world like The Purge, but only that applies to you. I want to know. Oh, what if it's just one day?
Oh,
one day is Kyle Purge Day. Yeah. Like every day they draw a ticket, like a lottery ticket, to figure out who gets to purge that day, and you get drawn one day. And it's not tax day.
Public urination.
Oh.
But I would make a whole thing out of it where, like, I just drink, like, gallons and gallons of water, and I go to, like, many places, and I just, like, hit the wall with, like, a spurt, and then I get back in my car and I go to another spot and I hit the wall with a spurt. So it's like, how many places can I hit in 24 hours? And everybody just has to be like, this is the one guy on the planet. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. Let's be glad he's not killing anybody.
Yeah, unlike that Tre guy who purged last week when he pants that orange man. Public urination should be legal. It just should be. So long as you're not, like, intentionally
facing people. It gets you on the
people.
sex offender list.
Yeah! Not that we would know.
Not that I've done it.
No, but, like, I've had so many times where I've got to piss, and I know and I'm just hurting my bladder, and there's no public restrooms available, and I'm like, just let me walk behind the building and piss. Who cares? Everyone should be able to piss wherever they want, as long as they're not facing people and they're, like, kind of out of eyesight. Like, if you see me peeing in public, it's because you wanted to see my penis. That's how polite I would be.
I feel it would be like the sheep banging thing where, like, people would just have their wiener out, and then, like, the second cops show up, they start peeing, and they're like, I was just publicly urinating. the sheep banging thing where, like, this was the whole thing where, like, there was the stereotypes coming out that people were banging sheep.
Okay.
And it's because, like, the punishment for stealing sheep was a big offense, while the punishment for banging sheep was a smaller offense. So people were getting caught stealing sheep, and then they would pretend like they were banging the sheep to get a smaller offense. So I feel that's how it would go with public urination.
Huh. So what if we were allowed to shit in public?
I don't see any downsides with that.
Yeah, I'll say, is there any sheep metaphor for that?
It'd be a little stinky.
It would be a little stinky. That is it for the emails this week. Let me go ahead and check
any weird comments or Discord.
Yeah,
or
I'll say,
anything?
reminder, we've got the Discord linked down below. Please go check it out. We've got like 20 plus members over there already. Hope you guys are enjoying season 2 so far. Some slight changes here and there with the background here, some of the graphics.
I'm topless.
Kyle's topless. What's your favorite meme of all time? Motion blur chair.
That's a tough. I'd have to think. I like brown bricks. There's so many. There's so Ooh,
Ooh,
I think I'm very stuck in like the olden days, but definitely like either brown bricks with Inspector Gadget or We Are Number One from Lazy
Oh yeah.
Town.
Oh, Lazy Town Lil Jon remix. Now bust it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. What? Montage parodies were great. Just that small window of just really quick memes before Vine, before TikTok, just these YouTube memes. There was this playlist called Most Important Videos playlist where it was just like ba 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 yee, just that
Yee.
or just old commercials. But my favorite was either the GameCube one where it would just be like Toto's Africa or like do 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 and it'd be a crash. How it feels to chew 5 gum and then it's a large penis hitting a person in the face. Or flying through a door, something extreme. Or EA Sports. It's in the cum. They would just say anything after it. Big fan of that. Big fan of all of that. Any meme between 2010 and 2013. If you had an official WAMO flavored ice cream, what would be in it? We've got to share because it's the WAMO flavor. What do we do? Like pistachio and strawberry, so it's green and pink.
Ooh,
because we can't do mint because I hate mint. It tastes like toothpaste.
There's got to be a better flavor of green.
Yeah, I'll say it's mint or pistachio, but I hate mint.
Strawberry's my favorite. Pistachio, Dubai chocolate, is what are green
See,
flavors?
I hate strawberry though. That's the other problem
well,
there.
because
We've got to share.
You're an idiot.
I want a vanilla base. You want a strawberry base.
All right, what flavor should green be? Lime, green apple.
Yeah, all these sour flavors. Kiwi strawberry. Do they make kiwi strawberry ice cream? I love kiwi. It might make strawberry better. I prefer strawberry banana, but I feel like kiwi could work. I like kiwi strawberry.
I don't prefer strawberry banana.
You prefer kiwi strawberry over strawberry banana?
I'm allergic to banana.
Oh yeah. How do I keep forgetting that? Almost killing you. I don't know. I think just strawberry tastes like actual vomit, but kiwi strawberry or strawberry banana tastes beautiful.
It should just be like the Nathan For You poop flavor.
Yeah, we'll have the kiwi strawberry poop flavor and some kind of nut. We gotta have nuts in there because we're nutty guys. What kind of nuts?
That's a lot of nuts. There's got to be a lot of nuts.
Lots of nuts. Mostly nuts. Like, you're like, boy, is there ice cream with this nut? There's just a glob of ice cream in your jar of nuts. What would a WAMO movie be about?
Can you imagine, like, going to the movie theater for the WAMO movie and we just, like, air a 2-hour episode of just this where we're just talking about, like, shitting?
Well, here's the problem. Like, the Smosh movie, they went inside YouTube and got meta with it. The Fred movie, they got wacky and quirky for the sake of wacky and quirky, which is fun. iCarly, I think, they got married or something. We would do almost like a Rhett and Link. We would do a documentary. It would be a documentary about something with the pod. It would be some sort of like Anthony Bourdain, but it's me and you being dipshits, like a micro dirty jobs, sort of like a Jackass movie, but more wholesome, is what I'm picturing. It's just it's like how Taylor
wholesome
Swift's movie
Jackass
is her tour. It's the WAMO tour documentary, just like Justin Bieber had, and it's us going city to city, learning options. How people wipe, we go to India and we go, how do you wipe? And then that's the whole segment. And then we go to China, how do you wipe? And it's a 7-minute movie after we've gone to all the countries. We go to every country and we ask them 5 questions. How do they wipe? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Stand or sit? What's the best plunger? We give them the sound effects. That's my pitch.
We might make $27.
Somebody
at the box office.
Yeah, we put it on a future Patreon. We'll make some money that way. Let me check if we got any comments. Oh, lots of comments were about people either hating your sister or feeling terrible for your mother for the Christmas gift story. Connor says, feel bad for Teal's mom. Drago says, me when I throw out all the gifts because I'm bored.
I saw Tilly going off on her.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for the comments over there. We had no comments on the Spotify this week. So if on this episode we get some comments on Spotify, would be appreciated. Maybe a little 5-star rating. That would be nice. But that is a tight episode. We had a shirtless Kyle, fresh stories, new comments for you guys, an update on the step bet. Is this how you put on a I do love this look for you.
It is backwards. Look at this.
Whoa.
It feels so good to be clothed again.
Dude, it'd be so funny if you just went to like the store like that and you're like, hey, I'd like to buy something. Ha ha! Nipples.
just rip it off.
But people are walking behind you and they clearly just see your back hanging out.
See my open back like a hospital
What
gown.
the fuck? Yeah, I'm picturing Danny DeVito with his ass hanging out to let it breathe.
I think I'm gonna go out to eat and get some ramen.
Ooh, tasty ramen. Wife brought me home some spicy salsa from a work potluck yesterday. They have this coworker that really likes it spicy, puts in like the straight up chili peppers, all the capsaicin, and everyone at work was hating it, so she brought it for me to try, and I was just dipping McDonald's fries in it, and it was delicious. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching episode 21 of the What Are My Options podcast. That is 21 we're coming up on 6 months, of the podcast. We're coming around the corner.
Months.
Episode 2 of season 2, episode 21 in total. Who knows what's in store for us next week. You guys keep talking about running out of steam, but we're never running out of steam. I just shared the Beam story, which is just a classic, and we got more. We got Naked Kyle. Let us know what you think about that. The camera's struggling.
I don't.
Please rate Kyle's look compared to how he normally looks. Specifically on a scale of 42. Damn, you do kind of got muscles like that, though. That's kind of crazy.
Oh.
Can somebody Photoshop either the body or the face? I want both, and we just see which is cooler. All right, but thank you guys for watching the What Am I Options podcast. Leave a comment on Spotify if you haven't already. Rate us 5 stars over there. Follow us over there if you haven't already. As for YouTube, TikTok, everything else, there's the Discord, there's the email, there's the, oh my God, the P.O. Box. I got to stop there before next episode because I heard there's something there this time. But thank you for watching the What Am I Options podcast. That was 21. See you in the next episode for episode 22, and we'll see you then. Goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So...
There's so much toilet paper around me.
You're just a man sitting shirtless at his computer desk on a FaceTime with another man with just loose toilet paper everywhere.